fair is a tush push fair. I'm just playing. But anyways, the Eagles and Chiefs, right? The Eagles won against the Chiefs in the Super Bowl rematch, and the Chiefs thought they would get their revenge, but they did not. And the Eagles kept their foot on their neck. They did. They got the lead and they kept the lead throughout the game. So AJ, this is a big question because there's a lot of questions circulating y'all being 2-0 on how y'all look. People comparing y'all to the 2023 season. A lot of stuff, right? Man, people are definitely talking about the Chiefs. First time Mahomes lost 3 games in a row in his career. Their first time since Andy Reid's first year as the Chiefs, going 0-2. Things are different right now. But does the Eagles win say more about y'all, the Eagles? Because y'all don't see his background. Just in case you're just pulling up. Y'all, the Eagles, or
Birds.
the Kansas City Chiefs?
I should have got the flag. I be forgetting the flag. I be forgetting the flag. That's my issue, man. That's my issue. It's all good. But watching that game, I think at this point I know what the Eagles are right now. You have a new offensive coordinator, right? This is not the first time we've seen the Philadelphia Eagles start off slow. Miles, hey, my boy Miles, you ain't lying about my boy Makuba.
Oh, wait.
Oh, you good? You ain't lying about my boy Makuba. He a dog. He a dog. I rock with Makuba, man. He has been a really good replacement for CJGJ. He has. Now Mahomes did truck him earlier in the game, but he made up for it with a nice third down, 31 stop. And then he had that pick in the red zone that really saved the day.
Yeah.
But I think right now the Eagles are. There's a lot going on, right? You got some new personnel on defense, right? And offensively, you are trying to adjust to a new play caller and a new coordinator, right? And even though he's been there for a while, I feel like he's trying to mesh a lot of the offenses that he's seen over the last 3-4 years in Philadelphia and trying to perfect the offense. And so it's a process, and it's frustrating to watch because I think my dog get a lot of shade because he only had 100 passing yards this game, or he only had 152 passing yards another game. There are times where you look at the film and you say, Jalen, most notably last year against the Panthers, you look and you say Jalen was just flat out missing reads in this game. And then you have other games where you look at the all 22s and it's like, bro, where he going? Where he supposed to go with the ball? Like if he throw it here, it's putting it in harm's way. Maybe he could take that risk, but he'd rather not take that risk. I'd rather just take off a run, or I'd rather just take my check down. So from that standpoint, it's frustrating. But I know the Eagles will catch their groove, and it's going to take time. I say that to say, to me, this win said more about the Chiefs than it said about Philly. The Chiefs, and I'm going to say it all season long, this Chiefs team is not the same Chiefs team that we have seen over the last X amount of years since Mahomes has been a starter in the National Football League. Joe, they won the battle of total yards. Mahomes had more passing yards, right? Mahomes had more passing yards than Jalen Hurts. They had more rushing yards. They had more yards per play. I'm sorry, they had one less rushing yard. They had one less rushing yard than the Philadelphia Eagles, and they had more yards per play. So you got them in total yards, passing yards, and yards per play, and you go out there and lose about 3 points. You practically, I won't say you dominated the game because I can't go that far, but you had the game within reach. And one play slips between Travis Kelce's hands, goes to Andrew Makuba, and it's going the other way, and it shifts the complete momentum of the football game. For the most part, you had Saquon Barkley bottled up. Everybody knew we was going to target Ajae Brown this game some more. We did, but the pressure was getting home, so we couldn't get him on those big explosives that we wanted, right? We knew Devontae Smith was going to catch more passes. He did this football game. We kind of knew what the Philadelphia Eagles was going to do. The Chiefs defense stepped up, and I think overall, the Chiefs defense played well. But offensively, Joe, Patrick Mahomes, first off, his weapons ain't that this year. His weapons just ain't that. Guys are injured. Guys are suspended. So, you're dealing with that, right? Travis Kelce don't look like Travis Kelce. He has his moments. Big time. I think it was 31 catch. He caught it basically off the ground with one hand and then ran with it up in the air, stiff arming my guy. I think it was Makuba. Yeah. So he made that big play. I think he had another play going up the sidelines on a drag route, going up, caught it, then went up the sidelines and was doing some celebrating right before the interception, right before the ball slipped between his hands on the interception. He has his moments, but he still don't look like Travis Kelce. And it looked like he's reaching for it.
Yeah.
Like he's trying to, he's like, I know I'm not what I used to be, but I'm trying to rev myself. I'm trying to make some plays and rev myself up. Like, I am who I used to be when he not. And then on top of those issues, not having your weapons, Travis Kelce not being quite the same guy that he once was, the running game nowhere to be found. So Mahomes only positive yards you getting on the ground is Mahomes running, right? You had 121 rushing yards. Mahomes probably had 80 to 90 of them. You know what I mean? So the running game not going at all. And with all those things put in a pot, you sprinkle a little salt on top. Mahomes missing guys left and right, overthrowing, underthrowing. It's like, yo, what am I watching? It is fatigue. It is fatigue. And I know the Eagles didn't smoke them this game, right? But this is one of those games that it was clear in Arrowhead they wanted it. They wanted to win that game. They wanted to win it. They came out early. They was hitting hard. They was tackling. They was playing hard offensively. Mahomes was geeked. All of they just seemed like the energy was very high. And then throughout the game, it just kind of just, especially after the interception, it kind of just went downhill. You saw the morale kind of like, man, they about to score. And, we went up 20-10, and it's just, Mahomes had that big play, but, that was it. And then you got guys like, Chris Jones, a champ. You're a champion. A champion. While the Eagles are in victory formation. Talking to Jalen Hurts, someone said, man, you ain't even have 100 yards. First off, he had 101. Technically, he did have 100 yards. All right, technically. But number two, bro, you're a champion. Like Jalen Hurts said, we won the game, bro. To paraphrase what he said. He ain't say that exactly, but to paraphrase. We won the game, bro. Chill out. Cut all that out. Y'all lost. You up here talking about stats? I guarantee Pat Mahomes would rather switch those stat lines if it meant that they'd be 1-1 this week instead of 0-2. So it's like, I'm looking at this Chiefs team. I think they're tired. I think they're fatigued. Maybe they kick it up later on. I'm not obviously going to say they're going to lose every game. I still have them making the playoffs. But this Chiefs team is not the same Chiefs team we are accustomed to seeing. I question it all right now. And as well as that defense played against us, I question if we're going to see them play the same way throughout the rest of the season. Because they didn't have that same energy for the Chargers, a division rival. They had it for us because we beat them. And we was in Arrowhead. Let's see how they look going forward. I don't think the defense is going to look as good.
Okay. I think it said more about the Eagles.
Okay.
All right. So look, just hear me out, okay? Hear me out. As y'all can see, I'm a Commander fan, so you probably know where it's coming from. All right? I'm a Commander fan. Jalen Hurts was 15-22, 101 passing yards, 15 rushing yards on nine attempts. That's 116 yards total, 0 touchdowns, no turnovers, which is good. Even though he almost had one the first play of the game. Remind you of the Super Bowl back in 2022. And
he did have a push touchdown though. Just want to say.
Oh my bad. He did.
No passing touchdowns.
You're right. The one that went 4-star. I'm bad. You're right. But here's the thing though. This also is crazy. He's 29th in air yards. 29th. Yeah. He's 34th in passes 10 yards plus. Right in front of Tyrod Taylor. And Tyrod Taylor got 11 attempts for the year. But the reason why I say it says more about y'all is this. Y'all have a good enough team to compete with anybody, right? Including the Chiefs. But when it comes down to the nitty-gritty where the Chiefs squeeze out all these wins, y'all have a leader who is just as mentally tough as a Chiefs leader. That's what I learned, for real. That dawned on me. It's like, okay, the Chiefs win all these close games. It's because they have a mental edge on everybody in the league. They just have that winning mentality. That mentality that like, okay, we're going to find a way to win. And when y'all get to that range, when it's a close game, the Eagles, for some reason, find a way to win because you have a guy who's leading the troops that have a good mentality. That's Jalen Hurts' superpower. He has a great winning mindset. And you need that, especially for a quarterback, as in any leader in any organization. So Hurts' numbers ain't going to be the best all the time. like I said, I read the numbers out. Just to let everybody know, like, I mean, I'm not talking about he just went out here and went crazy. It's
Right.
the mental part of it. Cause you just said Mahomes would trade the stats. He would because that's what he been doing the last 2 years. The last 2 years, he has not been in MVP conversations at all. At
Mm-hmm.
all. They tried to squeeze him in there because it was undefeated, whatever their record was, but his numbers were trash.
Yeah.
But he didn't care. He sacrificed that because he knew they had a good defense, and all he had to do was take care of the ball. And that's what Hurts does. And I watched the all 22 also. I watched the jump for the Cowboys. I
Mm-hmm.
felt like that whole game, Hurts made the right decision. Even on the first touchdown, he could have had Goddard. I think he had Goddard in the end zone, but it
Mm-hmm.
was, it was
It was
iffy. It was
murky.
iffy. But he's like, you know what? I'm gonna just run it, and he ran in there for a touchdown. And
Yeah.
then I watched the Chiefs game. I mean, they blitz y'all more than half the time. He was getting blitzed almost every play. Although Hurts has one of the least amount of attempts in the league, he's like six and being blitzed in the league right now. He's like six in the NFL. So that's
Yeah.
like the motto on Hurts, man. When you play Philly, it's blitz him, right?
Bless him.
So,
Yep.
but when you watch the all 22 from that game, I mean, it ain't. I'm not gonna blame the OC. It just, I don't know. It's not there. I mean, there's stuff. There's small windows here and there, but in this type of game, is it worth it? Our defense is doing their job. Just don't. I'm just not gonna turn the ball. I'm gonna play it. Basically, I'm gonna play it safe.
Yeah.
So that's why I said like the roster. It's not taken away from Hurts. The
Mm-hmm.
roster y'all have, y'all can compete with any team. Y'all can compete with anybody. The Ravens, the Bills, the Chiefs, and on top of that, y'all not gonna make the mental mistakes at the end of these games. Y'all don't do that. Y'all don't make mental dumb mistakes
Yeah.
like the sorry, Carl, like the Ravens do. The Ravens make crazy mistakes. You're like, what the heck is going on? The Chiefs don't make these mistakes. That's why when we saw Kelsey do that, he's like you say, like now I'm not gonna say he was pressing. It was just the timing. Like he
The
even
time,
had his
whatever. Yeah.
head, like his head wasn't even turned around before Mahomes threw it. Like as soon as Mahomes threw it, he was like, it was like bang bang. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So maybe it's a pressing part of it, but y'all have a leader that's leading the troops that can go toe to toe Mahomes up here, literally. So that's why I said this game told us that because the Chiefs, like I don't want to bring us in there, but here's an example. Like the Bengals were 0-2 last year,
Mm-hmm.
and they played us at home, and everybody like, nah, they gonna win. They gotta win this game. They about to go 0-3, and we won. And it was like that told me a lot. Like, yo, the Bengals really, I get it, they 0-3, but they really wanted to win this game.
Yeah.
And it's like the
Yeah.
Chiefs. The Chiefs were 0-1. They already lost the Super Bowl. They never lost three in a row. Mahomes and the troops really wanted to win this game, and they
Mm-hmm.
at home, and they still lost. So that's why I say it says more about y'all.
It says something about a guy who, you know what the talk is going to be after a game like that when you only have 100 passing yards, no passing touchdowns. Like, oh, look, I mean, he ain't throwing the ball downfield. He not doing this. He not doing that. And it's like, I always, knowing how he plays now, the man is so focused on winning the game. Like, to me, I care more about his stats than he do, and it's clear. Like I'll be looking like, all right, let's get up to a certain. I ain't gonna lie, I'll be looking. I'm gonna be honest with the people. They be like, bro, we ain't got 100 yards, bro. Come on, man. Like we trying to win, bro. At least give me 150. At least give me 150. I ain't gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. And I got him on one of my fantasy teams too, so I'll be like, all right, bro, let's kick this up a little bit. But it'd be clear to me, like watching him play, he don't care. He
Mhm.
literally is all about, like you said, if the defense is balling and their defense is playing us a certain way and them plays not there, I'm not about to try to force them plays because a lot of times one turnover can shift the momentum of the game.
Yeah.
That Chiefs game was decided by one turnover. One play
Mhm.
truly decided that game, in my opinion. That interception returned back to, I want to say, the 50-yard line truly determined the game. So Hurts sees that. He just experienced it in the playoffs this past year. Almost every round he played somebody, the ball was turned over. Like in the Commanders game, Jaden turned the ball over at the end. The game was pretty much over, but the fumbles and everything like that
Oh,
occurred
okay.
prior to, right? The game where we played
Packers.
the Packers, Jordan Love threw 3 interceptions. You know what I
Man.
mean? Like Stafford, I don't think no, they fumbled the
Kyron
ball. I
Williams
think.
fumble.
Yeah, Kyler
And
Murray.
Matthew Stafford fumble, I think. Or
Yep.
through
So
interception.
so two turnovers there, and then we all know what happened in the Super Bowl, right? You
Hmm.
know what I'm saying? So you look at those examples and you say, listen, like you said, we have a good enough team where I don't care what they saying about me. I don't care what the fans think. I care about winning, and I understand that there are moments, there are times for me to take risks. There are times when the defense isn't playing as well, or things aren't going in the way that we want it to go, and I have to go out here and put on the cape and really do extra. And when it's time to do that, I gotta go out here and do that. But in the process of trying to win this game in Arrowhead, I'm getting blitzed like crazy, you know. And I know you say you don't want to blame the coordinator for anything, but my biggest thing with our offensive coordinator and really with the Philadelphia Eagles over the course of the time that Sirianni has been there is they have struggled over the years for having an answer for the blitz in general. That's been a thing. They don't have no hot routes. You get a zero blitz at the Philadelphia Eagles. Everybody blitzing the Eagles, and every receiver, every tight end is on a fly route.
Yeah, y'all legit got AJ Brown doing like 3 different routes the whole game.
Come on, man. The creativity, and it bothers me as an Eagles fan because you got so many weapons to be creative with. It's so many things you could do with Saquon. It's so many ways you could utilize Devontae Smith. It's so many ways you could utilize AJ Brown. But we got these guys running the same routes and doing the same stuff, and it's like the same tape every year. It's talent on talent. Can we out talent y'all? Can we out mentally will y'all? It's frustrating to see. So while I can acknowledge hearing those numbers and seeing those numbers with the whole Tyrod Taylor comparison and all that, it's like, oh my gosh, bro. I hate it. Not gonna lie.
AJ Brown did too.
I know a lot of them do. But at the end of the day, the most important thing to me as a fan is because danged if you do, danged if you don't, Joe. You go out there and have a great passing game and you lose the game, they're gonna troll you because you lost. You go out there and you don't get no big time numbers, but you win, they're gonna troll you because you ain't had no big time numbers.
Exactly.
You know, you go out there and you do both. You get all the passing yards, all the rushing yards, and you win. And you win the Super Bowl. They're gonna say, look at the team you got. I mean, come on, bro. Like, that's what you was supposed to be doing. Look at the team you got. Now you still ain't better than Cam and better than this and better than that. You're still barely top 10. Anybody could come do it with these. Like, so it's like Hurts like, man, I'm gonna just do what I do and go out here and win these games and stack my resume that way. And I respect it. it. So that's why long-winded way of saying that's why I feel like watching the game. I think I'm watching the game because I'm an Eagles fan, but I'm also looking at Kansas City like, y'all want to win this game. I know y'all want to win this game, and y'all struggling. It looked just like 2023. And in 2023, a turnover helped determine that game. Remember, Patrick Mahomes in the red zone tried to throw the ball. I forget. I want to say it was another tight end, and Kevin Byard picked it off and nailed it in the end zone in 2023. And that didn't seal the game, but that shifted momentum of the game.
And then Devontae Smith catch. Same thing.
Hey, Devontae, and then in this game, Devontae, bro, set almost the identical script, bro. Like, it's crazy. So the Chiefs got a lot to do. They got a lot of making up to do, man, honestly. But I like I said, I don't think they're the same team, man.
Bro, Devontae Smith, man, like, I'm telling you, man. Like, when this one-on-one and it's like one-on-one with Devontae Smith, I'm like, dang. It's gonna be a catch, bro. That's gonna be a catch, bro.
Hey, like Jalen Hurts said, man, he fell on his back, but he came up in the clutch.
That was tough. I ain't gonna lie,
bro. He be having them on the fly, bro. On the fly.
It's funny because he stuttered. He said he went down, but he came up in the clutch.
right.
That was tough. That was tough. I ain't gonna lie. That was tough.
Yeah, man. But speaking on things being tough. Joe Burrow.
Woo.
Down.